Greetings and salutations. We're back. We're going to play the Paladin. We're going to kill Baal. We're going to go into Nightmare, and we're going to get to select our second talent. Now, I've got an interesting proposition for everyone. As you know, we are coming up on the 1-year mark of the channel when I first uploaded. It's in a couple of months, a few months' time, but in that 1-year mark, I want to do a live stream. And when I do the live stream, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a 1-talent challenge on the live stream with a caveat. I choose the class, you choose the talent. So, essentially what it's going to be is I get to choose the class I want to play with the 1-talent challenge. And during the stream, you guys get to choose the talent I am relegated to having. Which means, as you know how it works, it means I'm only allowed to have, like in this case, Thorns. It's anything I'm easily accessible in 1 point. So in normal, I would only have access to Might, Thorns, Sacrifice, Smite, Holy Bolt, Prayer, Defiance, and any of these in normal. Because it's what I can get to there. So, like, you could say, oh, well, that, resist aura. Resist all. Which means I can't have any talents until I'm 30. But I'm not going to play a paladin. I'm also not going to tell you what class I am going to play until the day of the stream. So I'm thinking about doing that. Let me know if you think that's a good idea and if it's going to be a lot of fun. But I will do a 1-talent challenge on stream. For the 1-year anniversary, of course. I will still have a video recorded for that day. I'm just going to do the stream as an extra. For reasons. I mean, like I said, I enjoy creating content on here. I just enjoy everything. I enjoy the fact of, like, I enjoy the fact that this content gets seen by people. I enjoy the philosophical nature that I have when I start doing this. And sometimes, sometimes I'll say a message or whoa. It's a little spicy there. Sometimes I will, talk about something that I think is important. And I hope that people, can take it to heart sometimes. Not that they have to, but just give it some thought. You don't have to agree with it. It's like it's just like any other opinion, right? You don't have to agree with an opinion. And that's the glory part about it. Like, if somebody has an opinion, you could say, you know what? That's your opinion. Cool. I'm glad you like it. I'm glad you have that opinion. You don't have to agree. Doesn't make their opinion wrong. Just makes their opinion different from yours. I think the best analogy I've come up with, or I didn't hear it. I'm pretty sure I came up with it. And if I've heard it somewhere and I forgot, let me know. Because I don't want to, plagiarize off a movie or anything. But I'm pretty sure the analogy I heard, or I made up, or whatever, depending on what it is. If I heard it somewhere, let me know. If I didn't, it's made up. Opinions are a lot like seeing a shelf filled with snow globes. You reach up, you pull a snow globe down from the shelf, you look it over, you admire it for what it is, and then you put it back. You might be able to shake it up a little, because it's a snow globe, you shake it up a little and kind of give it a good shake, but you put it back. Because it's not yours. Someone else's. See? Now, your opinion is your snow globe. You could do with it what you want. You can shatter your opinion, snow globe. You can shake it up. You can juggle it. Doesn't matter. But being able to admire somebody else's opinion gives you the ability to say, I view your opinion. I see that opinion. Even if it's an invalid opinion, even if you don't like their opinion, just be able to say, I hear it. I don't agree with it, but I hear it. And a lot of people can't do that. There's a lot of people that really just cannot wrap their head around hearing an opinion and then just letting it be, letting it exist. Because they get in this mindset of they have to change the opinion. They get into this whole mindset of, you know, the opinion has to have, it has to be the right opinion, in quotes. And it's like, no. The only thing your opinion has to be, in quotes, has to be, is yours. So long as your opinion is your own, doesn't matter. Anything else that anybody says, no worries. Wow. That barbarian died quick. These are pretty easy to kill with thorns. Then again, what isn't, right? Wow. That was probably some of the easiest killing I've done of them. That's kind of shocking. We're going to put some more into dexterity. Obviously, I can't do anything with that skill point, at least not yet. We'll get there, though. And you know what? I know exactly what I'm going to title this video. I'm going to title this video, I'm going to kick him in the bales. That's just awful. That is just awful. But whatever. You know, it's a joke. It's humor. I think people having that ability to be able to laugh, I think that's desperately needed nowadays. I think people are taking stuff way too seriously anymore. Yeah, have fun with it, you know? And this one is also going to go into dexterity. Then I'm going to put into strength and then vitality. But it's, I don't know. I'm enjoying this series. And what I don't know about it all is sometimes they're well received, sometimes they're not. And I can understand that. I mean, there are people that, like, if I say something, they're going to take it the wrong way, or they're going to, you know, be like, no, this guy don't know what he's talking about. Well, again, opinions. I may not know what I'm talking about. I may have no clue. I'm not going to tell anybody how to repair their car because an auto mechanic I am not. But what I am is I'm an observer. I observe how people behave. I observe how people have acted and reacted. I've observed throughout my entire life what's happened in society. I mean, society by in large right now, by and large in society, has gone mental. It's like absolutely mental. You have people out there who are behaving like animals, and they're thinking they don't even consider in their mind the ramifications of the maneuvers they're making, of the things they're doing. They're just like, whatever, such is life. They don't care. They don't even think about any of the drawbacks and none of it. And it's sad. It's like, put forth 2 seconds of your time, look at your life and say, something is amiss. You know what I mean? Like, something just would feel off. Because there's people out there right now that do things without remorse. No remorse at all. They're just like, whatever. They don't think, oh, I have to be responsible for those actions. And they trample upon people. Not physically trample upon people, but emotionally trample upon people. Metaphorically trample upon people. And it's like, you know what? Like, when did we get to this point where they had this inversion in society where it used to be growing up, when I was growing up, that you go out in society, you see something that's wrong, you make it right. You do the right thing, not because you have to, but because you should. It's the same way with chivalry, honor, devotion, stuff like that. Things out in society where you hold the door open for a woman, you pull her chair out. You do the typical things that a man normally does that were seen as the pleasantries of old. They were seen as, what's the word I'm looking for? Endearing. People saw them and they were like, oh, well, that was nice of them. That was kind of them. That was what have you. They would just look at it and be like, he was properly raised. He has good morals. And, people in society, women in society do it. They look at a man who will pull out a chair for them, and they'll be like, well, that's chauvinistic. I can pull out my own chair. Well, we're pulling out the chair not because you can't, but because we should. That's it. That's the only reason. We're doing it because we should do it. We're not doing it because you can't. We're not saying that you're incapable. Not even through our actions are we saying you're incapable. What we're saying is, we think high enough of you that we want to treat you right. That's it. That's all that is. But I don't understand where everybody got it twisted. Like, where did everybody take it and just go, you know what? It's this, and it's a completely inverted, backwards ideology. What happened? It's like, I want to go back to the days where I knew that if I did something like pull out a chair for somebody, or if I held open the door for somebody, they didn't look at me like, I'm perfectly capable, thank you very much, and then walk off in a huff. I don't want that. I want the days back where you hold the door open and they're just like, that's kind of you, thank you. You don't hear that anymore. There's a lot of people that don't even thank you for holding the door open. They just walk through the door and they don't say a word to you. And like, that's where I am. I'm sitting there going like, what happened to this world, man? It's like, just do the right thing. That's all. Just do the right thing. And people love to use that phrase like, all it takes for evil to thrive is for good men to do nothing. And, of course, you have the other perspective on that where they would say, They'd be like, notice how you didn't say people. It doesn't have to be that specific. If mankind does nothing, nothing will ever happen.
How may I be of help?
Which means if mankind does nothing, no goodness will be achieved. They have to do something. You have to put forth the effort to say, this is what needs to happen. Like, you need to have people doing good. I'm not saying like
Good evening.
go out and, donate oodles to charity. Not saying that. Philanthropy is all well and good. Ooh, I thought that was Death Sash. Couple more. Shame. I'm not saying donate a ton of I'm not saying donate a ton to charity. Philanthropy is great, but philanthropy only goes so far. I mean, if you think about it, what would do more good? Sending $500,000 to a charity to go off to another area, assuming it makes it there, assuming it's ending up where you think it is. As it might not, it might get squandered, you don't know. Or helping out at a soup kitchen to feed the homeless, where you're at the soup kitchen and you're the one pouring the soup. You're on the chow line. You're helping dole out food to the homeless and to the destitute. What do you think does the most good? Both are equally good deeds, but only one of them allows you to see the lives you've touched. Right? Like, you can donate, sure. Donate money, and what happens? Well, yeah, you donated money, cool. It's going to help a lot of people, I'm sure. Assuming, like I said, assuming it isn't squandered, because there is corruption in places. Can't say that it is without fault, because there are some faults. However, take the soup kitchen, for example. You literally are handing out food to the people in front of you. You get to see a front row seat of how these people's lives are affected and how they're impacted by your act of kindness. And that, if that doesn't speak volumes to you as a person, if that doesn't speak volumes to you as an individual, as a soul, then perhaps the donation route is a better way. But I would rather spend my time at a soup kitchen helping the homeless get food and to make sure they aren't left behind and forgotten. Because I'll tell you right now, if you've never been forgotten, if you've never been left out or left behind or just cast aside because you don't fit into society, it's a feeling you don't want to feel. You feel like you don't belong, and they just leave you there. They don't care. So having these people feel like they belong, if only in that brief moment, that's it. And if you think about it, whoa, that was lag, big time lag. Could have lost my palette in there. If you think about it, though, donating the most valuable thing you have, which is time, is more. I mean, that's even more valuable than $500,000. Truthfully, because $500,000, let's say you donate it, you'll eventually get it back. If you have the ability to donate $500,000 to a charity, right? Then you have the ability to get it back. Meaning to make that much money back. It will come back. Money comes, money goes. Time, on the other hand, does not. You only have a finite amount of time. There is nothing you can do to give you more of it. So, knowing that, time is the most valuable resource we can give. And to give our time freely to those who are on hard times is the most charitable thing anyone could do. And that's me. That's my personal belief. Because I've seen firsthand how you can impact a life. There were days where I walked around talking to people, just friends of mine, giving them advice. And I did it just so I could see them have a better life. That's it. That's all I did it for. I got nothing out of it. I mean, exercise. I got exercise out of it, but that doesn't count. I legitimately got nothing in the way of restitution out of it. It's not like I was paid for my time. It's not like, none of that happened. Instead, what I gained from it was insight, purpose, meaning, perspective. The most important things in the world are the most intangible. You know that old adage, if you give a man a fish, he'll eat for a day. You teach a man to fish, he'll eat for a lifetime? Well, I've got quite a similar adage. If you give a man a task, he will be busy for a day. But if you give a man a purpose, he will be busy for a lifetime. And it's not a bad type of busy, trust me. Having a purpose, having a drive. And it's what separates us from everything else. It is what separates us and makes us different. Those that are true altruists, what separates us. And I'm not saying that to be is a divisive statement. Not at all. There are people out there that, due to circumstances in their life, they cannot do the altruistic. They are incapable of doing so solely because their life has not gone the way they thought. Things have not gone the way they wanted them to. And as such, their altruistic spirit has been crushed. Realistically. And I don't blame them. I don't blame them at all. The truest form of altruism... Oh, I just sold that and I didn't want to. There. The truest form of altruism is going out, doing something. Doesn't matter what it is. You can donate your time to an animal shelter. You can donate your time to soup kitchen. You can donate your time to just helping friends, relatives, what have you. The truest form of altruism is doing that task wanting nothing in return and telling no one that you did it. Bragging to no one that it got done. Because then what happens is it's only you that knows that you've done it. You could request people not tell others. You could make those requests, and a lot of people will listen. Some won't, and that's a them problem. But you just say, look, I don't want notoriety for it. I don't want people to make a huge deal out of it. And the reason is because, truthfully speaking, is it worth that big of a deal? And honestly, no, it's not. See, what I was worried about is I'm worried about the fire breathers and these guys. Oh. Like, these guys I'm not worried about. It's like, whatever, they'll come up, they'll hit me. Oh, that guy died. Come here, come get some. That dude had a broken foot. Did you see that? He was just kind of, look at him, they're running around like a foot down. That's a question. Does Thorns proc Lightning Enchanted? I think those were my lightning damage there. I mean, I know hitting him does. Ooh, balance stacks. Unfortunately, I have to get my mercenary because this next group is kind of tough. The final group, maybe not so much because they're all physical damage, so when they hit, they slowly destroy themselves. So we'll see. Not a bad balance stacks. 5 to 19. Yeah, not as good as mine, but not bad. Could have been better. Then I went to Deckard Cain anyway. Like an amnesia patient. It's like, I don't need to go to Deckard Cain now. Went to Deckard Cain anyway. Yeah. Yep. These are the same guys that breathe fire from Act 4. These ones are also extra fast, I believe. Yep. Well, that's not good. Apparently getting pinned in the corner was a good idea. Bale's laugh is just... They did a good job. The sound engineers on this did a great job. Ow. I don't want him to die again. Come here, Durga. Tactical retreat. Oh, there we go. Vitality. Alright, I need to go back and buy more potions. Otherwise, I'm in trouble.
Hello.
Then again, maybe not. I mean, Bale might just absolutely dunk himself in a corner. Hard telling. I need to pour myself a cup of coffee, too. I'm going to do that. Take that opportunity right now, matter of fact. But no, I really, I think, I think that if people were to start practicing the truest form of altruism, it's never telling anybody that you did something good. You go, you do your good deed, never tell anybody, and never want anything in return. Less than 5 years, the entire world would change.
Worldstone. Praise the light.
Ah, I don't need mana. Oh, Bale, you're just gonna stand there and just take the damage, huh? My paladin cannot hit him. My paladin reminds me of uh, La Latina on. Oh my god, what's the name of that anime? Hold on, it'll come to me in a second. Konosuba. Bulky, he takes a lot of damage. He can take a lot of damage. He can't hit anything. Nailed it.
Bale, you shall no longer taint this mortal realm.
Yeah, we get our second talent. Alright, Tyrael. Nice. Destroyer OTC Paladin. Fantastic. So now, we get to decide on our second talent. Oh, I got a Shale Rune too. So Shale Rune's nice. Can't remember the name of that pole arm. I know it's Insight, but I can't remember the name of like everything else. So Hi, Chelsea. It's been a while, actually. Not that long, according to you, Chelsea, because you don't even know. So, we obviously don't want to go for an aura, so let's go for a combat skill. Now, if I go smite, it gives me damage, and then stun length always hits, and it costs 2 mana. Sacrifice does damage to self, but gives me a ton of attack rating. It needs 8% damage to self. Hmm. I'm thinking. I want to go smite because it never misses, right? But then I don't have the mana to support it. Sacrifice, or do I have damage taken goes to mana? That's a question. Because if I have damage taken goes to mana, then I'm gonna go smite. 10% damage taken goes to mana. Regenerate mana. Damage taken goes to mana. Looking like a smite angle. Smite it is. Doesn't do all that much damage, as you can see. 12 to 36. But why is the minimap over there?
I
Oh
will
well.
cleanse this wilderness.
Oh, that's why, because I hit the letter V and I didn't know that changes the map. See what I mean? Just stun lock him in the corner. Ouch. My mercenary died. That's not fun. Catch him in a corner and just beat him to death. Look at this. This is just nuts. Okay, I'm having too much fun flogging enemies with my shield in the corner. Oh man. Man, can you imagine Andariel trying to fight against this? Just gets shoved back into the corner and beaten down with a shield. Just meanwhile, my mercenary just poking her with a stick. I don't have bad resistances either. Pretty solid, if you ask me. What we're going to do is we're going to 3-second stun, too. They stand no shot. If it's a singular mob, you can just stun lock them. That's kind of broken. Kind of broken. But we did it. We bashed Baal, and we're in Nightmare. We got our second talent, which is Smite, which is kind of where I wanted to go with it. I had been contemplating getting Smite all along. Again, it's also the Smite damage on the shield, so looking toward getting new shields. Obviously, the higher the damage shield, or not the higher the damage shield, but the higher the shield quality. You know, see 2 to 4, 2 to 4, 2 to 4. But if I go down here to the gamble, and if I get something bigger or better, yeah, it's you'll tell, you'll be able to tell. But that'll do it for this one. I hope you had fun watching this one. I had fun making it. I had fun just being here. I have fun. I always have fun doing this. I'll look up the Insight Polearm and I'll see if I can make it, because then his regeneration will be higher. His Insight. Insight gives the Meditation Aura, which stacks with his Prayer Aura. And so it gives me mana, but it also has, you have Prayer, giving me, I don't know what his Prayer gives. Hold on, let me check. +9. And so he gets a +9, and then of course it'll be, because it's Prayer rank 8, and he gets like Meditation rank 16. So there's that. But I hope everybody enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed the messages that I put into it. I like going on a little philosophical jaunt when making these. But I hope everybody has a fantastic evening, a wonderful tomorrow, and as always, have a good one.